One shot. One shot. The shot went in, and we're talking about this game. That shot doesn't go in, it's a whole nother game. That game-winning shot with 2.5 seconds left to go by junior Mark McLaughlin from Central Washington University turned out to be the big difference in the game. He doesn't make that shot. We're talking about how the Wildcats played one bad half and how they were able to crawl back and couldn't get over the hump, and then at the last second, the game goes away. And with 2.5 seconds, the ball was inbounded to Mark McLaughlin. He took a three. It was spot on, nothing but net. I was actually kind of surprised that how he was able to get free from the defender. Could have been the angle of the video that I have of his angle. And with that shot, Central moves on and defeats the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves by a score of 79-78. So like last year, they end up clinching the 6th seed and pulling the upset. And the small streak continues for the Wildcats in the sense that they have won at least one Great Northwest Athletic Conference tournament game every year the tournament has been in place. So that's pretty cool. So Central all-time moves to 2-1 against Alaska Anchorage in the conference tournament. Nice winning record on the history mark. To recap the game, man, you know, there was a chance. I really didn't think I was going to be able to watch the game. I missed the first 5 minutes and ended up coming home instead of going out and doing what was originally planned. I put on the game and watched it, and it just first half was just dominated by the Seawolves. I mean, there was defensive lapses. It was just Central they couldn't get anything going, and the halftime score was 44-26. And at that point, I'm thinking, well, maybe Central doesn't have it in the tank. I mean, they beat Alaska Anchorage at home. They lost to them on the road. Maybe they just don't have them in the tank. And then the second half begins, and they just kind of slowly but surely began to, to chip away at that lead. And I think the biggest difference between the first half and the second half is they attacked the basket more. They ended up driving into the lane a little bit more compared to the first half. And I think that was the difference of the game. Just the constant going to the hoop. Just going to the hoop, putting up shots, and trying to get fouls, and trying to get contact. I think that was the difference of the game. And it came down to 2.5 seconds. As I mentioned before, Central's down by 2, 78-76. They just need a 2 to tie and a 3 to win. And Mark McLaughlin puts up that three-pointer, nothing but net, and Central will move on. Central was led by McLaughlin, who scored 32 points. 32 points. That led all scores. And Nate Walker had 13. Kobe Jordan added 11. In the rebound category, Nate Walker led the team with 7 rebounds, and Kevin Davis had 6. McLaughlin also added 4 assists as well, so he was passing the ball around a little bit, which was awesome. Alaska Anchorage was led by Lam Gibkiss with 18 points. The Seawolves did a little better job spreading the ball around a little bit more, which is odd because they led by so much. And Central had 3 players in double figures. The Seawolves had 5 in double figures, with Gibkiss leading the way with 18, Colton Lawyers with 11, Tecum Stafford 11, Kyle Fossum 11, and Abebe Demissi. I heard his first name on the broadcast. It was Demissi. Missed his first name. Tecum Stafford had 7 rebounds, Kyle Fossum had 4, and Demissi had 4 for Alaska. So they're your team leaders. Here's you know, just to give you another idea of how lopsided the two halves were. Central Washington shot 32.1% from the field in the first half and shot 65.5% in the second half. And they came back from an 18-point deficit. They outscored the Seawolves 53-32. Yikes. So again, like last year, they end up winning by 1 point, and they will move on to the semifinals with a berth in the GNAC championship game on the line. So, with that, we got another preview coming up. I'll preview the next game, which is going to be against Seattle Pacific, and that's going to happen tomorrow, which is Friday. It's going to happen at 7:15, again at Lacey, Washington, on the campus of St. Martin's University. So that's coming up next. Stay tuned for the preview. It will come up shortly. And again, Central wins against Alaska Anchorage 79-78. Stay tuned for the preview as Central goes on to face Seattle Pacific.